Well, I really wanted to be on the show for a really long time.
Well, we've been trying to get in touch with your agents, but
he's dodging everybody these days with COVID and everything, you know. But shall we give it a try here? Shall we give it a shot?
Suppose we shall.
Okay, all right. So we take one of these guys.
Yep.
Oh, they smell good too, don't they? And just put maybe just
who knows how much? That might be enough.
That might be enough. Okay, there you go. We can always add more later. And
ooh, a little bit.
That'll work.
That'll do.
That'll work.
It'll do the trick.
It should. Okay, are you ready, sir?
Absolutely not.
That's not bad.
No. That's enjoyable. Absolutely. So, before today, is there any sauces or meals that you can recall that stand out as being especially spicy?
One that I cooked.
Mm-hmm.
The only meal I ever cooked that was absolutely inedible.
Oh.
It was insane. It was an abuse of hot peppers.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea what I was doing.
Were these things you bought at the supermarket?
I might have bought them at the farmer's market or something. So should we try the mushroom mayhem?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to skip one and get hot real fast?
No, let's work through it as we.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't think I've ever had a restaurant meal that was too hot, but I rarely order quintuple X hot in restaurants either, because I never know. But there was the time that Doreen at Bron Marie's told me that when something made her ears ring, she thought it was too hot for most people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always been kind of a criteria. I don't think I've ever.
Oh, that's a good consistency. Let's see if we get there today with the ears ringing.
Oh, yikes.
I'm sure that's enough.
I'm sure enough too. I might be asking for big time trouble. Have some mushroom slushy.
Oh, it does smell good.
It does smell good, yeah. These are the mushrooms that Kitten Connie didn't get me for my birthday.
You gotta get enough to taste it, you know. You know, that's probably about as much as you got. You just gotta spread it.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready? Drivers, start your engines.
Sharper. We're getting up there.
We're getting it comes on a little late, doesn't it? Yeah. Did you find that when you swallowed it that it got hotter?
So.
Oh, that's delicious though.
Yeah.
I like that.
You've lived in New England, Pennsylvania, and abroad as well. Out of all the places you've called home, which have you enjoyed living at the most, location-wise, community-wise, etc.?
I've enjoyed living in Watsontown the most. In terms of the area, I would probably say either Ireland or Northern Vermont. They're very different, but rather similar in a lot of ways. But for just life, I think life in Watsontown has been as good as life has ever been for me, if not a whole lot better. Thanks to you guys, primarily.
Well, that's very assuring to hear.
It's from the heart, man.
Okay.
Whew.
So, in my lifetime, you've driven 4 different vehicles. In your whole life, is there a vehicle that you can remember owning and driving that stood out to you in performance, or maybe just as one of your favorites?
Well, my first car was a 1963 VW Bug, and it was a rush in large measure because it was my first car.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a performance vehicle. Probably of the last few that I've had, I would probably say that the Mercury, whatever that was.
The Mariner.
The Mariner. That was a Ford, wasn't it? It was a Mercury.
It was a Mercury, but I think they were owned by Ford.
They were owned by Ford, yeah. I really liked that car a lot, and when it got too many problems to continue fixing, I really felt kind of disappointed. I don't know why. There was something about it. It was very boxy, and it behaved beautifully more often than not until it finally required more than made sense to put into it. I really liked the one Volvo that I've ever owned, except it was mechanically a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun to drive, but it just required more TLC on a daily basis than I really wanted to spend on it. And then there was, of course, my Studebaker truck. That was kind of a neat thing.
What color was it?
Red. But it was neither performance or completely reliable either. And it was funky.
You just liked it for its elegance?
Yeah, its elegance. Yeah, it was just a boom boom kind of a vehicle. And when it ran great. I don't know. That's a tough question. There aren't that many to choose from unless I start thinking about it, and then all of a sudden there are a lot. All right.
So next up is Dreams of Calypso. Rated a 7 out of 10 on the hot scale by the company that we bought these from.
Wow.
And for reference, Mushroom Mayhem was a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. That Mushroom Mayhem is getting hotter. I don't know if you're.
Mine has calmed down.
Has it?
Yeah.
Mine is very persistent in stay with.
I almost got myself another one because I liked it. But I think
Well, we can go back.
we can go back when
more.
we're all done.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's make it through first.
Make it through.
Well, I'm just a little bit scared about taco vibes only.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, it's runny. I'll tell you what.
Okay.
It's runny. Okay, be very careful.
Well, maybe you can spread that out.
I think I will.
And you can grab another one if you need to.
I think I will. Yes. Yeah. That has some kick in the smell, doesn't it?
Yeah, it smells a bit fruity.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
really
kind
know
of
how to describe it.
Yeah. Oh boy, this is going to tear my head off. That's a lot on there. Oh well. Let's live dangerously.
Looks a bit like pear jam.
It does. Yeah. Okay.
There goes nothing.
Here goes nothing.
Whoop.
And nothing is
There
right.
goes
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
That's a weird taste.
It was very slow.
It is very slow off the starting gate.
Here it comes.
Mm-hmm.
Here it comes. Oh my. Mm. So right in the way back of my mouth is where it's really,
Under my tongue a little bit.
yeah, and under my tongue too. Ooh, I like that. That's special.
I liked it because you had a second to appreciate the taste before it got overpowered.
Right. That's something that Uncle Kit was saying about hot sauces. He said, you know, you can just make anything hot, but you can't make it hot and good at the same time necessarily.
Okay. What kind of music did you listen to as a kid, and how different is it from the music you listen to now?
I'd like to think I listened to good music when I was a kid. We had a lot of folk music, traditional music, lots of it. But it was before the boom in popular folk music, and when popular folk music came along, we did not adapt to it at all well.
Interesting.
We listened to Pete Seeger and Josh White and Lead Belly, and not the Kingston Trio, and not Peter, Paul, and Mary. There was something very slick about those things that it was not. Oh, the sides of my tongue are getting hot too. Yeah. We listened to a lot of classical music. There was Mozart or something on all the time. And Bach and Brahms and everybody else. It was good. Lots of jazz, tons of jazz. Old jazz and right on up to the current stuff from the 1960s, which would have been Teo Macaro and Dave Brubeck and Phineas Newborn and a lot of great players. Ooh.
I keep thinking the milk really does help for about 5 seconds.
Yeah, right. It does. And then it just sort of gets clobbered.
I've been a little afraid to try the water because I've heard that doesn't help so much.
No, it's the illusion of cool.
Right.
Yeah. And I suppose probably I don't listen to as much contemporary jazz as I used to. And I don't listen to as much classical music either, except sometimes in the car. It's not something I go to. And rock and roll didn't really come into the house until the Beatles in 1963 or whenever they were on TV. And your uncle and I just kind of blew the doors off the place and opened it up with that. That was really kind of a key in. Dylan, we had Dylan's very first album, which was almost all traditional music. But we were late comers to him, and some of his post-Newport rock and roll stuff was coming out very soon after we got the very first one of just him and a guitar. And so we kind of made the leap into some real rock and roll with Highway 61, revisiting those things. I don't think it's what I listen to is that much different. There's just less.
You're still kind of honed in.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to get symphonies and things on my Amazon Music, because I don't really know how to do that.
Well, I can help you out with that after.
Yeah.
There's actually a new Apple Music app.
Yes.
For classical music specifically,
Yeah.
so you don't have to sort through everything else to get to it. which I think is kind of nice.
See, I've never been big on which version of something I liked more. I liked what I grew up with, whoever was playing it. That's, you know, and then piano music. All kinds of piano music was always a big part of things too. From Fats Waller playing jazz on up to Glenn Gould playing the Goldberg variations and all kinds of stuff in between. There's not a lot in between, actually. What we didn't listen to was popular music and music from television. That wasn't going to happen.
Eating this is nice without anything on it.
I have this with another load of
I
spread out
wouldn't go
stuff.
close to that for a while still.
Okay. Okay. Shall we?
don't you get
Shall we try a taco vibes only?
I'm ready.
Okay. Are you ready? Wow, man. I think a little bit of this is going to go a long way. You said dumping it out. Ladle.
Taco vibes only.
I don't even know if I want to smell this first.
So this is supposed to be 2 points higher than the last one. So
Right.
the first one was a 6, the second one was a 7, and this one's a 9.
A 9?
Yes. That might be good.
It might not be good.
We'll see. Is it as runny as the last one?
Yeah. Did we do the one from the supermarket? Because that might be something we can use to cool down.
Work our way back down.
Yeah, right. Right.
That should be good for me, I think. Let's see. Another slow one. Oh, never mind. Crept up on me. Not too bad yet.
Boy, something happens when you swallow it, doesn't it? Yeah. It's that scorched tonsil thing. Wow, yeah, that's pretty hot. It's doable, though, so far.
I'm not having too bad a time with it yet.
No, neither am I. Yet.
Breathing through your mouth's a little tough, though. Okay. So you've told me before about playing baseball and wrestling. What other sports have you played?
Well, yeah.
And do you have a favorite sports memory?
Well, I never really played anything seriously. I was in Little League and I was in sort of intramural sports. Most of what we did was, and it was a thing called Kiwanis as well, which was sort of like Little League. Little League you had to try out for. And I don't have a lot of good memories of any of that. Wrestling, I really only practiced with people on the team. I was not on the team. But I was being of service by having them wallop me on a regular basis for a while, which was actually kind of fun because I put up a pretty good fight, but never good enough. I don't know.
Mine's still going. Mine's still getting hotter.
Yeah, mine's getting hotter too. In terms of favorite memories of sports, watching sports, there have been a bunch of things.
Okay.
I think being live at Fenway Park, and whoa, here we go. Fenway Park was always just an exciting adventure to go to. We would go to a couple of Yankees games on the bus periodically with a little league team and things like that. And that was kind of an adventure too, but it was the Yankees, so. And I like going to see the Celtics in Boston. I guess I only did that once or twice, but being live, it was really fun. And being in that environment is almost more important than the sport itself. It's the community. It's this great big huge mass of people who are all focused on exactly the same thing, with either love or hate in their heart, depending on who they're rooting for. One of the worst memories I have was going to a doubleheader in Fenway with the Yankees on something like the 4th of July or something like that. And we were in the cheap seats in the bleachers, and there was no shade, and I've never been in such a violent environment in my life. And I've been around some pretty bad bar fights. It was just horrible. And that was before they put a cap on how much beer people could take away from the concession stand in one trip. This is picking up.
Yeah.
This is picking up good, man.
Is there something you'd like to revisit?
Yeah, I can't let this go to waste. This was the
Calypso. Dreams of Calypso.
Yeah.
Well, give me the other half of that then.
Okay. It'll feel pretty cool after that last. That last one is hot.
Yeah, it is.
Holy.
It's interesting because they all have their own waves that they come in, and they're all different in that regard as well.
That was the second one, wasn't it? Calypso. Last one was
No, the third.
Oh, the third.
We did this one.
Oh, yeah.
The mushroom.
I would love to try some more of that mushroom mayhem.
I'm going through these pretty slow.
I think that eating the Calypso's coming back. Eating these really does help with the heat a bit too.
Yeah, I think so too. This I want to try. Just a
No.
This was.
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
Time for a station break. Yeah, the nose starts to run. Was it the taco one that's made in Vermont? What were they? Where did they get that up there? They're not supposed to have hot food up there.
Yes, from Vermont.
That's delicious.
Mushroom.
Yeah. We used to do the really stupid thing with tequila of putting like 3 or 5 drops or something of Tabasco sauce into a shot, an ounce of tequila, and throwing it back. Because if you let it linger, it was gonna kill you. And I was introduced to it. It was called an Idi Amin. Idi Amin was a butcher of a dictator in Africa, one of the meanest people that ever lived, and that's what they named that drink after. Whoa, yeah.
Would you say that's comparable?
That was different because you had alcohol involved. The alcohol itself was kind of burns on its way down, the tequila, But somebody else called it God's Telephone. I never quite got that one quite so much. And tragedy, though. Stupid thing to do. Yeah.
We can't count that out. Definitely not as hot as the taco one, but
No.
not too straightforward itself.
Not too shabby. George, would you like some hot sauce? Yeah, it's kind of starting to ring around my lips a little bit more.
Yeah, be careful about that.
Yeah, that'll get you.
Okay.
Oh.
So, of all the albums you've released, which one are you the proudest of, and which one was the most fun to produce?
Well, there's the double album, and probably what I'm probably proudest of is what did we call it? This stuff is starting to whack my brain here. Not 0 to 60. That's the funny one. The other one. Simple beneath a simple sky.
Oh yeah.
I think I like that one probably the most because it was probably the best songs up to that point. I mean, from my side, people would really like the funny songs.
Would you like to try the first one again?
Yeah, just for the fun of it. And it was long overdue to get everything down, so that was fun. But we also recorded the 99th Monkey around the same time. It was all fun. And the first thing I did like that was in the studio was Wheelbarrow Heart, which was this cassette that had, I think, 10 or 12 songs on it that people have really liked over the years. I was never happy with the performance of the production on that. It was just me and a guitar, which was okay, which should have been okay, but it wasn't. I don't think I was playing and singing a lot at that time, but I don't think I was doing very well. I never thought I was doing very well. It was almost too skeletal.
And the one that you had the most fun?
Well, I might. I mean, the 99th Monkey singing with KJ on that one, on the last song on there. That was fun. That was really wonderful to have her dig in and hit some of those notes at the right time. I mean, she's a natural at finding a harmony and going with the flow on these things, and that was incredibly exciting. But it was also exciting to play with Steve Mitchell and Joey and all of those guys who were just putting out, just working really hard. I was honored that those guys would be so eager to do that and do so well by it. And it's always fun to work with Kimbo. It was fun. I don't know. It's a lot of work. The work can be fun, of course.
So how does that first one feel after having all the other ones?
It's got its merits. It's not as hot, I don't think. But now I can't tell now. Everything is pretty much
right.
Everything is pretty much toast in there. All right.
So time to wrap things up?
No.
No?
I want to try another splash of that stuff.
The Calypso.
The Calypso.
Mm.
Yeah. I may never eat again.
That's what we were worried about, doing this before or after dinner. Which
Yeah,
one
right.
would
Right.